afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Sheep Happens. So we just finished cleaning out the barn, as you've seen, in a beautiful, almost summer-like afternoon after a very cold spell. We had about 3 weeks of snow and cold, and I mean, we need the moisture, but the wind chills were in the -30s and it's just not a whole lot of fun. But we're getting ready for this lambing group. I'm quite excited about them. This is the bigger group of ewes. I think there's 40 to lamb in this group. And of course, who doesn't love Christmas lambs? So yeah, we got the barns all cleaned out. Brought the feeders back in. Sounds so hollow in here when you get it all cleaned out. Snaggle's checking everything out. But yeah, let this dry out for the next couple of days. I have to weld this panel when I bring it back in. The bottom of the gate has broken off. These panels are cheap, so it doesn't take much to break off the bottoms, and it's spring loaded, so when it comes back and it bangs against the stopper, it just weakens the weld along there. But yeah, this is good to have this emptied out, let it dry up, and do a final shovel on it and rebed it for new lambs. So since it has been a few weeks since my last video, figured I'd give an update on a few of the things that have gone on. The final breeding group did go out, which is the replacements. So those little horny teenagers are having a good old time out there. I think the first day I went out, the rams went out, I'm pretty sure 6 got bred. So should have a nice tight lambing group on them, hopefully. These ewe lambs are a little bit older than what I normally keep, or what I normally breed for replacements. Normally they're March or April breds, and a lot of these there's one for December, and the rest were born in mid-February, so they're a little bit older, so I think that makes, and I bred them 2 weeks later than I normally do for replacements as well. I normally turn out November 1st for April lambing, but did November 15th instead. Switch it up a little bit. Yeah, so they're doing quite well. Then also, I did run down to the States to go visit some friends that are moving back to Texas, which is kind of sad, but at the same time pretty happy for them. So went down to visit them, and unfortunately one of the little lambs didn't make it. Wasn't that it was too cold, I think something was wrong with that little lamb. She was the one that I saved in that video a couple videos ago. And yeah, she just unfortunately, I think something was wrong with her. She ended up passing away, and these bottle babies are doing very well. And other than that, we're trying to survive the cold snap. Little bottle lambs are growing like bad weeds. Aren't you, Monster? So, Monster is pretty much self-weaned himself. He looks a lot smaller on this camera than he actually is, but he's pretty much self-weaned himself. And Munchkin will be cut off, probably coming up here pretty quick. In a couple of days, I would think. Usually leave them on for 45 days or so, or when I feel that they're strong enough to leave. Hey, cutie. And then little Crazy here's feeling a little bit better too. Again, camera doesn't show how well they're doing, I don't think. I have to apologize because I really suck on pressing record on my drone apparently. So what we're gonna do is those 2 pens right there are the pregnants for December here. We're gonna move them up to the barn now. It's been a couple days since we cleaned it out. So they're gonna go down this alley. They're gonna come from the back there down this little L pen here. Quick view of the sunset. Follow the L pen all the way around. Just makes it easier for one person to be able to move them. Then they go around and they go into the back of the barn. so we got these 40 moved up to the barn. We are 10 days away from their due date. There are only 39 of them in here that are bred, I believe. This brown one right here, I've actually got to take her out. I watched her getting bred by the cover rams. But there's a few, oh, excuse me, a few with bags, nothing crazy. Pretty on par for 10 days out of lambing. They're very round and happy. I think they'll be quite comfortable hanging out in the barn here. All these ones with the orange bums are the ones that I turned out for covers. They were for the group that is bred for February. These guys, I just put them out with a ram just to make sure that they were bred. So when you see the paint like that, it's smeared because of the length of time that it's been on there, but it's not actually smeared off. Yeah, so that good indication, like that one right there is almost perfect still. Good indication that they are bred for this December lambing group. And you'll recognize a few monsters in here that were from the September-October lambing group. As I explained, that was an out-of-season breed, so I wasn't expecting too much. Plus, also, those ewes had only lambed 9 months previous to having those lambs in September. So I wasn't expecting a great conception. I think it ended up being like 70% of what I bred. So not surprising, and that's why we ended up with low numbers too. But for the most part, these guys all look like they're gonna be pretty decent full of lambs, I would hope anyway. I usually get pretty close to 2%. I think that last group I was only at 1.72 or something like that. So yeah, we do what we do. We feed them as best we can and hope they have lambs. So I still have to bring another feeder in here because there are so many. So yeah, I'm gonna bring in another feeder and just put it along that wall over there, or just out from the wall so they can get around it, so that they have enough room to get in and eat. But I think I'm gonna end today's video there. I know it's kind of all over the place, and I do apologize. I'm gonna get back on regular, I shouldn't say back on regular because I haven't really been regular, but going to get back into recording every day, and hopefully can put out a couple videos a week. Really hope everyone's enjoying the content, and really hope that we can grow this channel together. If you have a friend that thinks you think they'll want to see a bunch of little lambs coming out, then feel free to share the content, and please comment, like, anything to help out YouTube sharing my videos a little bit more. I am also on Instagram. This is a new thing for me. I've never really been into the social media side of things, so yeah, if you want to go check out the Instagram, it's at Sheep Happens Ranch, and I'll post a few updates throughout lambing if I'm not putting videos out every other day or every day, hopefully. So thanks for watching.